Hello everyone, this is Diana. Thank you so much for being here. Today I really want to talk about my planner journal lineup for the next year. Okay, and we have a lot on our plate, so let's get this started. On the left side of the screen is what I'm currently using for 2025. And on the right side of the screen is what I will be using, the new additions and new experiments that I will be trying for next year. So in order to have these four make sense, we have to go through these first. Okay, sorry, this is shaking so much. Okay, so let's start with this one. This is my oldest journal ever. I won't actually open it because it's filled with a lot of personal stuff, but it's a word-only journal with minimal ephemera taped in whenever I have some, so I will not actively try and seek out ephemera, if that makes sense. And I finished like 2/3 of it before I got really inspired by the aesthetics journaling community on social media. And that's when I moved to this person. No, not this person. That's when I moved to this big guy right here. So this is already a chunky book to start with. It's like a dictionary. But then because I taped in so many stickers and receipts and special paper, it's just got too chunky for my liking. And I had to take out, if you can see here, a lot of the middle pages in each of the little page bundles. Otherwise, this would be even bigger. So what I did with this one was I started out to do one spread per day. And that quickly became too much because one, my days aren't that interesting. Like most of the days, because I'm a very introverted homebody person, I usually just stay at home and do nothing or just draw. So I don't really have anything to talk about, anything interesting to talk about for most of my days before I started school. So what I did to fill my quota was to just this one. This one is the how would I say this? The epiphany of uselessness in terms of daily recording, daily journaling, because I didn't have anything to say that day, but then I wanted to do something for the spread. So I just took a bunch of stickers I made and then taped it beautifully on the spread. This has no meaning. And after this, I'm like, okay, maybe one page a day or one spread a day isn't really for me. I still took the time to make everything very pretty, decorate everything. If I have something, for example, this one is when my best friend came back from China and she gifted me a lot of great, cute stuff that I was really excited about. So I took the time and the energy to decorate, make this beautiful. But you can see, like, I don't have much written component to this. It's mainly just pictures and decoration and making it pretty without really reflecting on what I was feeling. So it's almost the exact opposite from this to this. This is, maybe I'll blur everything, but here. This is all word. Everything is just words. And because this is so demanding, I usually do this every week instead of every day, which means that it's not really a daily diary journal that I want this to be anymore. And for every week, I usually start with, oops, haven't written a diary in a week. Okay, let me recap what happened. So it's just a lot of repetitive daily recounting instead of reflection anyway. And if I have something to reflect, it's usually something that's um, hurting me, and by writing it down in this notebook, it makes me not want to go back to this notebook and read what I wrote. So writing what's hurting me down is kind of doing a second damage to me, I find, in a way. So I didn't really like that anymore. I still, with this one, I still sometimes write about stuff that happened that didn't really make my day. And I have like not so good days. And there was one, let me find it. There was one day when I burned a whole pot of edamame to the ground for like 8 hours. So it was like ashes by the time I came back home. It was horrible. My pan was completely not ruined. It's all I've spent so much time scrubbing it with baking soda and vinegar. This one. So this one is not colorful, not pretty, and ex edamame. It was just charcoal by this point. This book isn't filled with happy memories either, but by making a drawing out of it, I feel like it's kind of relieving myself the pain of writing about it in a very serious way. Honestly, the stuff that's hurting me the most, it's not in this book. I just choose to ignore it. I'm like, yeah, I don't need those written down. I will probably be okay not remembering that 10 years down the line because I do not want to. So that is that. Okay, I will do a flip through of this book once I finish it. It's got a few pages left. Stay tuned for that. Let me put that out of the way. And this one. Okay, and let's go into my everyday carry. This is my everyday carry. This notebook has been my favorite ever since I got it. And check out the patina I have on this. So beautiful. But I did make a mistake with this notebook, if you would allow me like a few seconds to diverge. Okay, so what I did was after participating in a market and bringing this notebook with me, I came back and wanted to sanitize everything. So what I did was I took a wet wipe and just wiped the whole front cover. And the minute I did that, no, the moment I did that, I was like, shoot, that was a huge mistake because I could see the patina fading right there in real time in front of my eyes. It was a horrible, horrible moment. And then I compared it. I compared the front and the back after I wiped only the front. And the front was just horrible. All the shininess, all the patina was gone, and it's just left with a matte surface. It's like starting over with a new notebook. When I show it like this here, you can still sort of see that the back has a more of a shine compared to the front. I don't think it's ever going to be the same again because even after I wiped the front, I worked so hard trying to just patina the front. Like I would rub the front the most and pay special attention to the front, but then it's still not exactly the same. I'm not too sure if it's visible on camera, but in real life, you can tell. You can tell. Okay, back to our topic. So this is what I've been having with me for school for the past 3 months. This is my practicum notebook. It's when I go into my internship school and I take notes when observing my mentors teach and the students work. So I won't actually show it. It might contain sensitive information. I'm not too sure, but I do not want to risk it. You can see that how much of a color difference there is between the front and the back because the front is constantly rubbing against the cover and the color just rubbed into a notebook. I mean, I love the black a lot, but it is colorizing a lot of my notebooks, and I do not want to put anything precious at the front where it's gonna rub into it. If you've been following me for a while, these spreads is probably the one you're most familiar with. So this is what when I do my monthly planning, writing all my assignments and when they're due, and then my to-do list, my YouTube to film to-do list, upcoming undated assignments down at the bottom right there, and that is my monthly. And at the front, I have budget rundowns, and on the back, I have a beautiful page dedicated to stickers. This was an accident because I taped blank pages on top of the world map that I have no use for. But then I realized those pages were too thick for my liking, so I ripped those pages down. And then I realized the pages came out all right, but then there was a lot of glue residue left on this page, and it's really bothering me. So I just went all in and completely filled the spread up with stickers. And here I have one line a day, and I will keep doing that. And all the way at the back, I started to collect the produce stickers I have, and this one is my weekly. And you will be very familiar with how I organize my week here. If you're not, I will link another video where I'll explain this in more detail and you can watch me set this up. And then here is my commonplace journal. I started this in late August and I just finished it. I think, yeah, pretty much on the last day of November. And I will be replacing this, and I will also be recording a flip through where I explain in more detail what I did, the stuff I wrote, and how it's helping me, and so on and so on. That is my Black Tokyo TN. So I talk about commonplace, monthly, weekly, part-time school. Yes. So this isn't really interesting, so I will keep this brief. This is a self-made, handmade notebook with an accordion fold at the back. They're filled with notes. This is part of the school assignment. So the front is curriculum and pedagogy, and the back is inquiry. So it's pretty much two assignments in one. The teachers are okay with it, so I combine them. So it's mainly filled with notes. Some diagrams, I guess. And oh, check this out. So these are the student work, student meaning my classmates. That's why I'm probably allowed to show it. If it's actually high school students, I don't think so. Here are what my classmates made as students. That is everything here. And the camel TN is housing my movie journal and my sticker release insert. I've been pretty consistent when I started this in July. Or actually, no, I think in August when I came back. These dates are for when I watched those movies. And I've only watched like 3 movies after the start of the semester, and I haven't even filled them out yet. So it's not very well kept. I should watch more movies. I will watch more movies when I have more time because it's something I'm really into. What are you doing? Sorry, my cat just rubbed his face against my phone and it went all wonky. Okay, so that concludes my 2025 lineup. And 2025 is concluding in 1 month because I'm recording this at the start of December. And I've been thinking really hard what I want to use for 2026. Because I need to go to school, I will record this when I get back. So stop biting my phone. No. And hopefully when I come back, my cat will be calmer and it will be better lighting. Okay, now he's trying to bite me. Hello, good evening, and I am back. It's been a rather long day, but I had a good time, so it was a good day. Let's come back to our 2026 journal lineup. And there are a few changes that I am making. The first one is to my traveler's notebook, Tokyo, the black one, my everyday carry. One significant change is that, actually, no, it's not a significant change. It's just that I got a new book. That's all. Okay, let me get all of those here. So because I have a 10-week practicum next year, I made a thicker book just for that. So this is hand sewn, and I went to a local UPS and asked them to cut the edges flat for a fee. So here is my brand new practicum book. These are just printer paper, and I use printer paper because I know that when I write on the fly, I write huge. Like my handwriting isn't pretty to start with. This is very flimsy, especially if you hold it up like this and you write on the fly. It's like it doesn't have very good support. So I tend to slant and write all over the place. That's why I do not want to use like an actual good paper from one of the actual traveler's notebook inserts. So that is one of the reasons why I made this book myself. And I haven't really thought about how I want to format this yet, or I haven't arrived at a conclusion. But my idea was each spread will be dedicated to one teaching day. And I will use a timeline to plan out my classes and what I'm going to do. Pretty much that's going to take pretty much the entire spread. And I will use the remainder of the space to write down the notes I receive and just general observations and self-reflections that I can think of for that day. And I made this to host 45 teaching days, and which exactly how many days I will be teaching. Once I am completely done with this one, because I still have one more visit left to go, and I still have like one page left to write. When I'm done with this one, I will replace it by the little red book. Oh, also, the monthly and weekly will stay the same. I have no plan to change that one just yet. If you watch one of my previous videos, I expressed dissatisfaction about these inserts because they don't give me enough space at the back to track things and to write reflections and so on. And this one doesn't give you any space at all. And that's it. That is the end. And I have to tape a blank sheet of paper in order to use the last 2 page. And it's not even a page. This is just a back cover. After I finish this monthly insert, though, I'll probably go back to a bullet journal style with a blank grid or dotted notebook, just because I will have more freedom to play with all sorts of stuff. Since I finished my first commonplace notebook, I made another one. And I made a bunch of stickers to go with it. These were the dot stickers that I used to categorize my entries with before. These are very, very pretty, beautiful stickers. The problem is it has a watercolor-esque texture, which makes it very hard to determine if this color is, one color. Am I making sense? Okay, here, let me show you. Let's take this one, for example. So these are both green dots, or they're supposed to be green dots, but then these are two different shades of green. And this one, honestly, is a blue-green, and sometimes I can get confused and like, what is this color? Because although they're from the same sheet, it comes with a different variety of saturations, of hues, and of brightness. It's just not very categorizing friendly dot sticker set that I have. And also, my brain doesn't really function doesn't really match the color. Like I have to go back and reference what actually this is. So I thought if I make a some kind of a sticker set that would encompass the two concerns I had. So this one, number one, it has consistent color, and number two, it has like a little icons on top of it to remind myself what each color actually represents. So I find this is a very helpful tool to have along with your commonplace notebook. And all my other sticker sheets, they are like a rather rectangular, this kind of rectangular shape, but it doesn't really fit my traveler's notebook. It's just too wide. For this one, because I'm gonna house my commonplace notebook in my camel cover, I want something to fit a traveler's notebook pocket insert right here. So there, see? It's perfect. Also, here is the index for that. So I have vocab, which I migrated, which I kept from here. And I have quotes, which I also kept. And notes is something new because sometimes I take notes from YouTube videos or from class. And ideas, I don't really know what ideas I'll be having. That's why I only have one row of it, because I probably won't have that many ideas. We'll see. Too many open tabs, I really like that idea because I'm the type of person who Googles something and find it useful, and I will keep the tab open because just in case it will be useful to me in the future. And the tab will be there forever, always, and I will never ever reference back to it. By writing stuff down, I now have a very clean, very nice looking Safari page, and also I did not lose any information that I wanted to keep track of. Costdna.com, checking ingredients of products for acne prone chemicals and processes. So yeah, so some of these, if I close the tab, I will never be able to remember what was on it. But by writing it down, I still don't remember. But now at least I have somewhere to look for them. I will be putting this one in. And I just covered my camel tin, my movie journal, and my sticker release insert will still be here. And I will try my best to watch more movies in the new year because I really want to fill in this journal by the end of next year. Now let's move on to my my diary and deep thoughts. So going back to this little book right here, I talk about how I don't want to use it anymore. So I started practicing my handwriting. For like a few weeks, I got super into fountain pens and inks and pretty handwriting, pretty hand lettering. But I quickly realized fountain pens, the nice ones, are something that I cannot afford at this moment. But I do have two very nice and decent cheap fountain pens that I want to practice my handwriting with. On the days I cannot fall asleep, I just practice my handwriting in this little notebook. And you can see that I gave up fairly quickly afterwards. Yeah, so it's just like spur of interest, I guess, of that moment. So what will I be doing with the remainder of these pages right here? So if you go back to my commonplace notebook, the one that I just finished, there is one category I did not bring over to my new system, which is random thoughts. And I noticed that the random thoughts I have that I write down turn out to be a lot deeper. For example, like why do I draw? And why does art matter to me? Like what kind of identity I have as an artist and as an art teacher, that kind of thoughts. And I don't think it belongs in a commonplace notebook like that. So that's why I think I will be migrating my deeper kind of thoughts and reflections into this book. And this is something that I will probably update whenever I have something to update it with. Like, it's not something that I write in every day. It's not like morning pages where you have to commit to 3 pages every day. Honestly, I tried that morning pages. I did not like it. Maybe I will change my mind. But for the time being, this notebook will be, or the second half of this notebook will be for my deeper thoughts. And daily pages. These pages. After I'm done with it, what would I do? Where would I record my life in the new year? Well, I already said that I do not want to commit to like one spread a day anymore. It's too much pressure, it's too much to fill, and I do not want to spend too much time on getting it look pretty just for the sake of it looking pretty. Although having these pretty spreads do make me feel very good whenever I look back. Yes, pad thai from UBC, from this one restaurant, is so bad, and they charge so much, and they gave me like what 4 tiny pieces of shrimp that's like this size. Yes, don't go there. Okay, wait, hold on. I forgot my point. So if I'm not going to continue this kind of formatting, what will I be doing? This is where this little guy comes in. So I bought a weekly vertical diary from Traveler's Notebook. And it comes with a nice timeline like this. So I can just very briefly record what I did that day from what time to what time. It doesn't give me a lot of space to write, which is perfect, because a lot of time when I writing my diary in this book, I find myself just recounting the same thing from when I wake up to when I go to sleep anyway. It's the same thing, but then it's limited space. So it forces me to think what kind of events are most important to me during the day and that I actually want to record and look back at 10 years down the line. But then I have one major criticism regarding this notebook. It only starts at 7 and it ends at 11. I wake up around like 5 a.m. and sleep at 10. So where am I gonna record my activities before 7 o'clock? I realized this after I already paid for it and I got it on a sale, so I don't think I can return it. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make this work for me somehow. That's gonna be my problem in the new year. And right now I have other things to focus on. But I am very excited for this new format because I have never used a vertical weekly before, and I never even imagined myself using this kind of format. It will be a very nice challenge. So that will be something new that I will try for 2026. Last but not the least, definitely not the least, it's my 3-year journal. And the cover reads, "This is an open heart door key, King." I have no idea what it means, but it looks pretty and it feels nice. And if you're wondering which company made this, I bought this such a long time ago. And also, it's not a journal, it's a sketchbook. It's completely blank. And the paper quality is mediocre. So I did a pen test. My fountain pen here does bleed through, especially where the ink pools at the end of each stroke. And my regular gel pens right here, they're okay. So I also did a reverse test. They're not bad, so I think I'll be using my gel pen on these. I'll be using this as a 3-year journal for the story moments of my day-to-day life. Whew, that was a mouthful. So if we go back to my commonplace notebook, I have one category called story/comic ideas, and I used most of the red dot stickers to record funny moments, sad moments, or like moments that are story worthy in my life. So the idea is I will make some kind of a sticker that tells me what day of the year it is, and also divides the page, each page into three sections. And I will be recording the story worthy moments of my life for the next 3 years. That is a daunting task, but I am so excited for it. I think this is a very good exercise for me if I want to write my own story someday. Like I can refer back to these moments and grab inspiration from real life. I will set this up after I finish my classes and all my assignments because my head is literally exploding right now. We're done! Yay! Okay, so to recap, um, I don't remember what I talked about in the morning. I guess I will remember when I edit this video, but for now, I actually don't know what to recap. I guess I will wish you a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are, whatever time zone you're in, and a beautiful new year. Thank you so much for tuning in, and also stay tuned for a flip through of my commonplace and my huge chunky journal daily spreads right here. These will be coming up, and also staying tuned for my upcoming videos on how I'm going to use my vertical weekly and my story-worthy journal and all the things I have planned gloriously for 2026. Merry Christmas and have a happy new year. Bye.